Good morning, Riley.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Madison, your consultant for Marathon Petroleum Company. How are you doing today?
Good.
Good. Nice to see you too. Glad to meet you. I'd like to take the time to thank you for meeting with me today. I really appreciate it. I brought you some materials for our meeting today.
Great.
There's just some pages in there for you to take notes and some materials that I'm going to be covering later. Now, Riley, in my role, my main goal is for you to be successful as a business owner. A lot of that is taking time to look at how your business is today and identifying some opportunities for growth, then suggesting changes for the future. Do you think that that would be a good use of our time today?
Absolutely.
Great. Well, I know that these were my motivations for meeting with you today, but you probably have your own reasons for taking time out of your day as well. So is there anything else that you would like to cover today?
No, mainly just talk about where my business is today based upon the recommendations of about 6 months ago now, and then also maybe trying to find something that I can partner with Marathon on again to increase my sales even more than what they have increased.
Great. Well, I definitely think that we have time for that today as well. So I definitely appreciate that. Well, Riley, we only do have 15 minutes today, so I would like to talk about the programs that we've implemented since we began working together about 6 months ago. Do you think that that would be a good use of our time?
Absolutely.
Great. I think it would be a good idea to be on the same page about your business as well. So I have prepared an income estimation based off of your current rate of sales. So this kind of splits it up into segments of your business, but currently you're operating at about $50,000 in sales monthly with about a 20% average profit margin.
Correct.
How would you say that you feel about your current rate of income?
It's okay.
All right, and why do you feel that way?
Just the competitive landscape is always tough to continue to make that level of income, and your margins just get pinched as the market becomes more and more competitive. So I'd like to really increase my sales, and 20% profit margin is a reasonable profit margin. Just need to increase my sales.
Okay. And you mentioned that you'd like to increase your sales. Is there an ideal number that you'd like to reach where you'd feel comfortable in your business?
Not off the top of my head.
Not off the top of your head? Do you have like a certain number that you feel like would be attainable at your current like production at this point?
Not a major increase with having 2 employees myself.
Okay.
If I brought on a third, I think I could increase it at a good level, maybe nearly double, obtain that with just another third person.
All right. Well, I know that we had said that you're looking to increase your income, even if you're not really sure where you'd like to see it come from. So I base it off of segments so we can maybe see where that best opportunity for growth is. So looking at that, do you see a specific segment that you'd like to see grow the most?
Probably just inside. I mean, the profit margin on gas is, my gas sales are what they are. So
Mm-hmm.
anything inside the store would be ideal. I know we discussed about doing a food service offering. That's what all the competition seems to be doing these days. So I think that's the direction I need to go to actually increase the sales.
I would agree with that. I would say increasing the high profit margin goods would be a good strategy for you as a business owner because you would be required to sell less numbers of goods and still see that return on income. So this being said, I think if we take a look at this from a different perspective, it's really indicative of a business that's heading towards success. I mean, you're already operating at high profit margins inside the store, but I think that the opportunity exists in raising the number of sales that we have. Would you agree with that analysis? All right. And I would too, because looking at those profit margins, they've increased significantly from when we were just selling gasoline. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, looking at this, the increase in revenue these programs have gotten, your sales have increased about 1% a month, and we only anticipate those growing. So I definitely think that your business is in a good state based off of what we've analyzed so far. But let's talk about the future. I mean, we already have talked about where we are now, and you're here to learn about the future. So I know that you said you wanted to see your sales grow. And have you thought about how you'd like to do that?
Yeah, really food service.
Food service? Okay. And what options have you considered?
Really only pizza.
All right.
At this point.
Why are those the options that you're considering?
Everyone loves pizza.
Just because it's a widely popular item?
Yeah. It's relatively easy to implement.
Okay.
The pizza offering I'm looking at has a breakfast pizza as well, so I can drive people in the morning as well. So
I would definitely say that those are viable reasons for considering that for your business. Easy implementation is always important, and having a popular item that would appeal to your target market is really important as well.
Agreed.
Would you say that you're set on any of those options, or would you say that you're open to others if there's a proven return on investment?
Yeah, I'm always open. I'm pretty far along the lines with Hum Brothers Pizza though, as of now.
Okay.
I really like what they have to offer, but I'm always open to last minute changes if there's something that's more valuable to my business.
Absolutely. Well, in that case, I'd like for you to consider the perspective of your consumer. You're driving down the interstate, and you've not stopped for a while. Your gas tank is empty, so is your stomach. You don't like to stop more than you have to. That's your average consumer.
Yep.
Now, let's just say that you're faced with a decision between gas stations. There's 2 of them, and they're both clean, well advertised, about the same distance away, and have food options nearby. How would you make your choice between those 2 gas stations?
For me, the brain of gasoline probably.
All right.
A marathon station.
Absolutely.
But
That makes sense for you as a
yeah,
business owner.
yeah. But food, obviously the food service is another main component. You're going there to fill your stomach up.
Exactly. But both have food options nearby, so it makes it really difficult. So it's forcing these 2 gas stations to compete off of 2 reasons. It's either trivial reasons, just brand recognition, things like that, or it's off of gas price. So that forces you as a business owner to compete on the basis of gas price alone. So that's going to drive your profit margins way down if you're competing just off of price. And would you say that you've experienced that as a business owner?
Oh yeah, Marathon likes to sell me expensive gas.
Yeah, and your profit margins have gone down recently from my analysis. Of your company. Yeah, ever so slightly. But what if the food wasn't just next to the gas station, but it was actually inside the store? Do you think that would have the potential to influence your consumer's decision?
Definitely.
And I would agree too. This would eliminate one extra stop for your consumer, making it a clear choice about the competitor by taking away one of those extra stops that they already don't like to make anyways. And I think that we're on the same page as far as that goes, but I think what we really need to get on the same page about is what's going to appeal to those consumers. And that's 3 factors that I think have been widely accepted as important to your target market. So that those factors are variety, convenience, and speed.
Okay.
Now, would you agree that those have the potential to influence your average consumer in your store?
Yeah.
I would too. Yeah, definitely. Now, as a business owner, these factors should be important to you as well because they're going to lead to the best experience for your customer and lead to repeat business. It's also going to help you sell more high profit margin goods, which I know that we've identified as a good opportunity that would be potentially successful for you. Now, this being said, I think that I have a program that would make you the clear choice above your competitor. It'd eliminate that one extra stop for your consumer and give them the variety that they desire while giving you the opportunity to sell more high profit margin goods by providing the variety inside the store. Good. Would you like to hear more about it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, the program that I'm recommending is the Crispy Crunchy Chicken Program. I provided a pamphlet for you inside your materials today as well. And the first thing that I'd like to talk about is that it's a growing brand. There's over 2,300 locations nationwide, so it is growing. It's also a professional brand that offers no royalty fees and no franchise fees as well.
Sure.
And it's completely customizable, which is why I feel like it'd be a good fit for your business. Now, if you have any questions so far, I can definitely address those.
Is it fried chicken?
Yes, it is. And we can look at the menu first. I think that would be a good place to start to talk about variety.
Sure.
Now, it offers a completely customizable hot service food item. It's customizable with add-ons and sides, as well as beverages. And I think that that's really important because that's going to give you the opportunity to add one more thing and add more of those high profit margin goods into your regular sales. There's also a breakfast option, which is available 2 pages after. I think that this would work really well with your current coffee segment since we've already improved your coffee bar. Did you know that 47% of morning coffee drinkers are looking for that hot breakfast item to pair with their morning beverage?
No, I didn't. It's good.
Well, that would be a huge opportunity for growth for you. So just looking at the menu, do you have any questions off of the product offerings that would be available?
I guess my main concern is around the grease inside my store. I'm afraid that frying food inside of a smaller convenience store is really going to have that smell throughout the store. When customers come in, they're going to just smell grease.
So you're concerned with the smells that would be happening due to the fast food items in the store?
Just the fried food specifically.
The fried food specifically? Well, I can definitely understand that. Smells inside your store are never a good thing if they're unwanted. However, I think that the smells that would come from this specific fast food would be great to have in your store. And I'll tell you why. When you're driving by the gas station and you smell fried chicken and you're already hungry, think about our conversation that we just had about your consumer. I feel like this would have the potential to draw consumers in. And while it might not be the best for you as a business owner to have fried chicken all the time, it's going to draw in your consumers. So you have to think about what's the most important to you. Do you want more business in your store, or would you rather be more comfortable while you're at work?
Both, but fair enough.
Yeah, I can definitely understand having a balance. But I think that it would actually have the potential to draw consumers into your store, which I think would really help benefit you by selling more of those high profit margin goods too. Now, I'd like to talk about convenience as well. We would need the program to be very convenient for you and for the consumer. So I'm talking about signs outside the stores. It would need to be clearly identifiable. We would also need it to be easy to read off of menu boards. So if you flip to page 10, it's going to go over how truly convenient this program could be for you and for your consumers. So from clearly recognizable menu boards to trifold menus you can hold in your hand, it's really easy for the consumer to be able to read the menu and know what options they have, which gives them more time to consider what they want and probably add on some of those additional sides and beverages. Also, when you see advertisements from a sign and recognize a well-identified brand, they're more likely to stop inside your store. There's also employee uniforms, so they can locate the section inside your store where the program's going to be housed.
Is there any way I can get the word out to my community or travelers so they know my store offers a chicken program, for instance?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do offer additional promotional items. There's mailers that will be sent out if you do decide to go with this program, so everyone in the community will be aware. There's also OHUB, which is a real-time communication that you would have with your consumers, or with your support team. So if you have any questions, you could ask them. And there's the C-Store webpage, so you can post your company online, and then the consumers who are loyal to the Crispy Crunchy brand can look up your store based off of zip code. So that would also be available to you as well. So lastly, I'd like to talk about speed. I know that we identified that as our third factor, which would be important to your consumers, but I would like to talk about speed from your perspective, as speed is pretty much given with a fast food program inside of a restaurant. So speed for you is going to mean a speedy implementation. It's also going to mean a quick return on investment for your company.
Correct.
So if you'd like to flip to page 17, you'll see how the numbers add up. Now, most notably is the 51% profit margin that we're going to have on this, any food items that you saw from this segment. So that's huge. I mean, comparing that to the profit margins we're operating at now, that's a huge increase. Now, there is an investment. As with any other segment to your business, you know this as a true entrepreneur. And if the investment seems right, I feel like you would take a risk on it. However, I feel like it's important to mention that we would be operating in a situation similar to scenario 2 due to your lack of equipment in the store. It requires a $35,000 initial investment, but a 144% return on profit after just an 8-month payback period, which is huge. So I know that I've given you a lot of information today. And lastly, I would like to talk about a speedy implementation. We can guarantee that all of these products can be implemented in your store, equipment, branding material, everything in 30 days. And training materials would be provided for you and your employees as well to make sure it's safely and effectively used. I'd like to for you to think about where you are today as a business owner and where you'd like to go in the future. I'd like to think if you're currently happy with the way that you're operating as a business, or if you'd like to head towards improvement with the new segment of your company, and if this is the right move for you. So based off of that, do you have any questions for me in regards to the program?
Can we guarantee these sales?
As an entrepreneur, I'm sure you're aware that sales are never guaranteed. However, this is a proven method, and I've reached out to several business owners before bringing this to your attention. I provided their contact information for you too. All of these business owners have seen a proven return on investment for your company, for implementing of this program as well. So I would recommend reaching out to them, but I have checked with them before coming to our meeting today, and they have all seen a return on investment from this company, which is why I'm bringing it to your attention today.
No, that's good. And
Do you
then
have
from the
any
shrink
other
perspective, do I need to get another dumpster for disposal of the product?
If you so wish, it's up to you based off of your current levels of operation. And if you see it becoming a problem, I would recommend that just so it's not adverse to your customers when they're approaching the store.
Is there a chance we could do a taste test?
Yeah, we could absolutely do that. Absolutely.
Great.
So based off of this program, would you say that you're likely to move forward with this as a new segment for your store?
If we can do a taste test, that would be ideal.
All right. Is your decision based off of the taste of the food from your perspective?
I just want to get more familiar with the food, and then we'll make the decision from there.
All right. I can absolutely understand that. So based off our meeting today, I would like to schedule our follow-up meeting. So I would like to schedule it about a week from today, just so you have some time to think this over. Would that be okay with you?
Yep.
All right. So we'll set it for October 30th. That'll be next week. Then we can set up that taste test for you and get started on implementing the program.
Thank you.
Thank you, Riley. I definitely appreciate you taking the time to meet with me today.